Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today I'm going to be doing a Zodiac video, and in this video I will be talking about the Zodiac signs after a breakup. This is something that has been so highly requested, it's not even funny, since I started my channel like 2.5 years ago. Okay, so today I will be talking about the Zodiac signs in a breakup. As I just mentioned, oh my god, I put way too much foundation up there. So while I talk about all this, I'm going to be doing my makeup. I have to go to work later on today, and I'm really just filming today. Gonna film a mukbang and stuff. So as you guys know, I don't really mention the products on these Get Ready With Me since you guys are into Zodiac and not makeup, but I do have a second channel which I do makeup tutorials on, story times, chit chats, like everything else. It's another whole ass channel. Like, it's not just like a little vlog channel, like it's an actual channel that I put a lot of effort into, so check that out if you're interested in stuff that's not Zodiac. So I've been feeling good, my skin's clearing up finally. I had a breakout moment there, and I just filmed a healthy eating mukbang. Speaking of eating healthy, I definitely want to introduce something to you guys before I even get into the video. This is SkinnyMint's brand new green cleansing elixir. This is really cool. I've worked with SkinnyMint in the past and I use like their detox teas, and those were really good too. But this is different because it's actually a powder and you can put it into your smoothies, put it into your food, drink it with coconut water, drink it with water, whatever you want. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a quick little tutorial on how I make this in the morning. I add my SkinnyMint green cleansing elixir. I usually put like 1 or 2 of these. I like to make sure that it really dissolves, so I add like a little tiny bit of hot water, like literally just this much. I mix it all together. And it dissolves right in. What I love about this is like you don't even need the hot water to dissolve it. Like, it literally dissolves in liquid, which I find so cool. Then I add some ice and some water. And there you have it. A tall glass of iced green cleansing elixir. Like you guys saw for yourself, that was literally like a minute and a half. So it's really cool. It's got like 22 superfoods in it. It helps with a lot of things. Like if you have like dietary like stomach problems and you like bloat a lot, or if you get, you know, constipated, things like that, it actually really helps with that. I'm personally using it for the benefits of getting rid of my gut right now. I don't really have a gut because I'm very slim, but I do definitely bloat, like, and because I'm so slim, it really shows. Like my stomach has been getting, that's why I'm eating healthy, by the way, because my stomach has been getting bigger and it kind of is beginning to become like a, not a gut, but like definitely on the path. And I want to get rid of that and the bloating because I'm so slim that it just makes me look pregnant. And this helps with that, so that I'm so happy about. So you can use it as like a gut cleanse. It really helps with stomach issues, and not only does it help with like stomach issues, apparently it helps with headaches, skin problems, which I think is so cool. I'm still new to using it, but I'm gonna give it some more time, and if I notice a difference in that, I will definitely update you guys because I think that's really amazing. Apparently it even helps with joint pain, and I have some joint pains in my arms, so I'm definitely going to continue using it and give you guys an update on that. But yeah, I love it because it's like a plant-based thing that has all the superfoods in it, and it's so easy to kind of mix into your morning or night routine. Like you don't have to do the most. Like you can just sub it for tea. Like if you have tea every morning, add a scoop of that in your tea or drink it with your water in the morning. You know what I mean? Like it's so easy to incorporate into your everyday routine. But yeah, this is it again. Definitely check it out. It says here 22 superfoods, active probiotics, no artificial sweeteners, colors, or nasties. Oh, I didn't know that there was no artificial sweeteners in it. Wow. It actually tastes nice, which is really surprising. But yeah, my personal favorite way to drink it is with matcha powder. Like I said, it's actually green. I got some of the powder in the packaging, so you can kind of see it there. But yeah, it's green. It literally looks like matcha powder. But definitely check them out because they're really cool. You can go to SkinnyMint.com. I will put everything in the description box down below. And check everything out and hit them up. Moving on, we're going to continue getting ready. And we're going to dive right into the signs after a breakup. By the way, because I already did such a long intro, I'm just going to quickly say follow me on Instagram, check out my P.O. box, and check out Zodiac Haven for really cool Zodiac merch and apparel. I have been friends with a lot of people in my past. So you're probably thinking like, how are you gonna know every sign after a breakup, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, like I said, like I've just had so many friends. I've seen so many people go through it that I just feel like I've gone through 100,000 breakups at this point. So we're gonna start with Virgo because I've had so many Virgo friends that I really feel like I can speak on a Virgo after a breakup. I'm telling you, I've had so many Virgo friends, it's not even funny. Virgos after a breakup are intense. They constantly need like reassurance and company. Like 100%. They cannot be alone. They need to be busy. They need to be doing things. They need to be just completely occupied with other people's time. I look crazy. Virgos are naturally people who don't like to spend like too much time inside. They're always on the go. They're always out and about. They're always keeping busy. So like when they're going through a breakup, that shit intensifies. All of a sudden, everything is an event. Like they have to go buy cat food. They're gonna make like a whole day out of it and just try and keep so busy and just make it like their mission. Do you know what I mean? Like they try and find importance in other things. If you're their friend, they constantly want to be with you, talk on the phone with you, text you, and it just gets to be a lot because they try and kind of replace their partner with you. And it's hard. Like you kind of have to be on call with the person 24/7. You need to know that they need to know that when they call you, you gotta answer the phone. When they show up, you gotta open your door. You know what I mean? Like you just gotta be there. Virgos get to be a lot when they're going through a breakup. Like it's kind of suffocating, to be honest. I did okay with it. Oh my god, wrong color. What the hell did I just do? Oh my god, what am I doing? I'm like mixing up colors. Yeah, I was okay with my Virgo friends during breakups, because I've gone through it so many times with them that I'm like so used to it by this point. But like I said, like you really, really, really gotta just like be there. They're gonna act like they're okay all the time. They're gonna be like, yo, I don't even fucking need that person, blah, 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 like I'm so much better than them. Like they're gonna get all cocky all of a sudden and just go with it, man. Like they're hurting. They're hurting. Like they're gonna get so cocky and it's just out of hurt and anger, but they won't admit it. They'll just like have a breakdown the next day and like act like they never said any of it, and then it'll happen all over again. And they're gonna act like they're okay, and they're gonna tell you they're okay. And it's not that they're trying to lie to you, it's that they're lying to themselves. So just be patient with them. Let them vent. Let them contradict themselves. Like don't question them when they contradict themselves, because they will a million times, and it's gonna just get really annoying. And you know that. They're gonna tell you, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, and then the next day they're gonna cry to you. Don't bring any of it up to them. Just let them go through the roller coaster of emotions that they're going through and just be there. Just shut up and just be there, because I know it's gonna get really annoying. Like, it's really annoying, but it is what it is, and you just gotta deal with it if you're a good friend. Libras during a breakup. Oh, this is a really interesting one, because I feel like I've dealt with a lot of Libras during their breakups. They're emotional, but they try and act like they're not. Which I feel like is really just a defense mechanism. A lot of people do it, and they don't mean to. But I feel like Libras do it to a whole other extent. They need distractions. They really, really, really need distractions, which is like anybody, I guess. But like, I don't know. They're also very easily manipulated into keeping contact with exes and stuff that are toxic. Like, I find that every Libra friend I've ever had, when they break up, they don't really break up. Like, they're always keeping contact. They're always checking their social medias. They're always just, like, you know, really in tune with the person, even though they're supposedly broken up. And a lot of times it's a back and forth between, like, they're together, they're not, they're together, they're not. Because they just, like, don't want to accept it. Usually it's because they're so reliant on that person. They can be really reliant on their significant other. They can be quite clingy with them. But when it comes to like being there for them, honestly, it's kind of hard because they like to front like they're okay, but they do a lot of shit talking. That's what I find. Libras do a lot of shit talking when they're going through a breakup, as if it just makes everything okay in their mind. Like they'll just like talk so much shit about the other person that they were with, and then like they'll talk to them the next day. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh my god, this is like such a common thing. It's crazy. Like, I always experience this, and I just keep my mouth shut. I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna let you handle it how you want to handle it, not my business. I strongly believe that if you're helping a Libra friend go through a breakup, keep your mouth shut. Like, when they're ranting and venting, like, don't feed into it and be like, honestly, you're so much better than them, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I know you want to be a good friend and do that, but, like, sometimes you just gotta keep your mouth shut, because when they're back together the next day, or when they're going through their emotions, like, they're gonna be like, damn, like, my friend was so quick to shit talk this person who's so amazing to me, and the next day they're gonna want you to feed into it. Honestly, just be very neutral. Just be very neutral until you're sure of the breakup, and at that point, like, I guess say what you want, but I would still keep it neutral, because they're gonna go through, like, this whole, like, soap opera with the breakup, and it gets really annoying. Okay, I just put lipstick on off camera, and I'm gonna do my eyeliner off camera as well, because if not, you're gonna be sitting here in silence with me for 2 minutes, so BRB. So Scorpios during a breakup, they need to be alone. They don't want to talk to you, they don't want to rant to you, they don't want to vent to you, they don't want to confide in you, they don't need shit from you. They need to be alone. In fact, they could be going through a breakup and you would literally never know it because they don't want to talk about it. Why? Because they know that with the breakup news, you're gonna have questions for them, you're gonna want the story, you're gonna want to know, how did he do it, how did she do it, what happened, are you okay? They don't want to go through all that, and as a friend, you might take it personally, like if you find out they broke up and you're like, why didn't you tell me? Just don't take it personally, because it doesn't have to do with you. It's not because they don't trust you, it's because they're not really ready to deal with it yet. It doesn't mean they don't trust you, and it doesn't mean they don't think you care. It doesn't mean any of that. They just, I don't know, they're just weird and private, and you just gotta understand that. One day they'll bring it up really casually, and it'll seem like they don't care. Just know they do, and just, if they do tell you, just be there for them. Don't ask too many questions. If they want to tell you, let them tell you, and definitely, like, show that you're listening and show that you care. Don't just be, like, you know, fucking silent, but just don't pry too much. Let them come to you and tell you when they're ready, because it's hard for them to deal with things like that. Like, it's just not easy. They'll probably get really moody and irritable, and they'll take things out on you, which obviously is not okay. Feel free to put them in check for that. Like, obviously they can't get away with everything just because they're in through a breakup, but, you know, they're just private, so let them be, and don't take it personally. Sagittarius, they typically get super irrational, and it makes, like, no sense. By the way, I'm moving you guys over a bit because I'm going to be doing my eyebrows now, and it's really hard for me to get the right angle. But anyways, Sagittarius tend to get, like, super, like, vengeful and angry. Like, a lot of times, even if the breakup is their fault, like, they don't want to see that. So they get really defensive and they want to just, like, lash out at the person. So you're gonna constantly have to tell them to, like, calm down, don't do that, it's not worth it, blah, 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 blah. Just know everything they say is out of anger and emotion and hurt and this and that. It goes one of both ways. So it will either go like that, where, like, they just kind of want to react and they just want to find any excuse to get in contact with the person, or they'll get cold. And I mean, I don't know if they're pretending to be cold or if they're really cold. That is something I'm actually not sure of, but they usually get, like, very distant and detached, and, like, truly seem like they could care less. They just get super heartless in a way. And if you're watching this because you were involved in a relationship with a Sag and, you know, they're at that cold state, I feel really sorry for you, because it truly, like, seems as if they don't. And you're probably gonna be like, did they even love me? You know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes they get obsessive as well. Like, in that state, the first one that I was talking about, where they're, like, emotional and want to lash out, like, sometimes they'll get, like, really obsessive and, like, just, like, keep close tabs on your social media and stuff like that. Like, they'll be watching what you're doing. They'll be checking your likes to see, like, if you're liking anybody on Insta, or your followers to see if you're talking to anyone new. Do you know what I mean? Like, they'll be really, like, keeping an eye on all of that. And, yeah, like, if you're not on good terms and you don't want them knowing your business, I suggest you block them, because they're gonna know, like, more about you than you think that they do, and it's gonna get kind of weird. Okay, so I'm done my makeup, so I'm just gonna talk like this now, so you don't have to see that mess behind me. But pretty much, Sagittarius, I would just stay away from them. If you are the one that was in the relationship, I would stay away. And if you're their friend, I would be there for them and just try and talk some sense into them. Like, make sure they don't go, like, keying their fucking car and popping their tires and all that crazy stuff, because it's just, it's never worth it. It's never worth it. I mean, unless, like, some crazy shit went down and the person deserves it. But sometimes they just want to do all that and do the most when it's not even, you know, it's not even deserved. So, yeah. Capricorn will... Here's the thing. When they're in a relationship, they spend a lot of time with their lover, obviously, as anyone would. But when they go through breakups, like, all they want to do is talk about the breakup. Like, there's not going to be any other topic of conversation ever. Like, you're going to hear about it, like, nonstop. You're barely going to remember what it's like to be their friend because all you have to hear about is the damn breakup. And they're always going to act like they're fine and they're okay and they're this and they're that. Like, it's whatever. I don't even care. Like, I'm doing fine. Like, it's better this way. I don't even mind. It had to happen like this. But, like, they won't stop talking about it. So you're just like, okay, like, if you're so fine, like, why are you bringing it up every time we do something? Like, it's really weird. I just try and really get it out of them and talk to them, be like, listen, like, if you need to rant, if you need to cry, like, I'm here. Because sometimes when they have, like, that big blow-up cry and pouring out of emotions, sometimes it's a little easier for them after that to kind of shut the fuck up about it. But sometimes it's hard to get them to open up to you like that because Capricorns are really detached and, like, really, like, you know, the distance. So I would just try and talk to them and let them know that it's okay, that they're not burdening you with information if they're ranting about it, and that, you know, just relate to them. If you relate to them, it's really gonna help. But Capricorns just get really weird about breakups. Like, a lot of time is also spent with them trying to understand the breakup, why it happened, and a lot of time is also spent doing some stalking, kind of like the Sag, trying to figure out if their new boo is hotter or this or that. Like, they always want to compare, and they look for stuff they don't want to see. So yeah. Aquarius will not want to talk about it, but they will. So, like, they won't want to bring it up, but they will be secretly hoping that you bring it up so they can get things off their chest. If you're a really close friend to them, they will definitely confide in you. They will definitely shed a few tears, you know, get a little emotional, but they're gonna try and find ways to deal with it and find ways to cope with it. Like, they'll start a whole new, like, hobby, or they'll become obsessed with something. So if they are starting yoga to distract themselves, their whole world will be yoga, and they will dive into the world of yoga for however long it takes them to get over it, because they need a new, like, obsession, I guess you could say. It already takes so long for an Aquarius to open up and to fall in love and to, you know, be open to receiving love and all that stuff. So when they feel like that's been taken for granted, or if they're broken up with, whatever, it's really hard on them because now they feel like they've kind of wasted time and they've gone backwards and, like, why did I open my heart up? Why did I do that? You know what I mean? So, like, they just need to blow off steam. They will be emotional, but they'll seem like they're okay. But behind closed doors, they'll be a mess. They'll probably, like I said, become obsessed with something and just need to distract themselves, or go on, like, a spiritual journey, or, like, go on a vacation and travel to fucking Costa Rica and live hostel to hostel and have a whole new experience and, like, do some weird shit, you know? Not that there's anything wrong with weird shit, because, again, I don't know if I've already mentioned this, but I'm an Aquarius. I'm into weird shit. I do weird shit. But, like, I'm just saying, like, they'll do some weird shit and you're gonna see it and you're gonna be like, wow, like, they're doing amazing. Like, she's doing great with the yoga thing. She's really committed. Like, she's doing great, but, like, she's hurting. So just keep an eye on your friend, because, yeah, just keep an eye on your friend. Aquarius are not as good as they seem to be at all times. Pisces will blow off steam creatively. They will isolate themselves, and probably you won't hear from them. Like, they're not gonna, I know they're emotional and they can be, like, annoyingly emotional, but they're not gonna come to you with all these emotions and what they're going through. Like, if you bring it up, yeah, they'll probably open up. But if you don't bring it up, they won't bring it up, and honestly, it's going to be even hard to bring it up with them because you're not going to spend much time with them because they're going to be alone in their room, usually working on something creative. For example, Jhené Aiko. Everybody knows that when Jhené Aiko goes through some shit, her albums are fire. That's, like, the known thing. This new album that will be dropping eventually is going to be a hit because of the whole Big Sean thing. And she's a Pisces, by the way. It's just a known thing. Like, Pisces will use a creative outlet. If they write poetry, their poems are going to be, first of all, they're going to be 100 times better than usual, 100 times deeper, and there's going to be 100 times more of them because they're going to really go off with it. if they are songwriters, well, I mean, poems and songs are the same thing pretty much. If they're drummers, they're gonna be drumming in their basement every day, like all day. If they are YouTubers, they're gonna be pushing out some content. Like, they will be using art to express themselves. And I mean, that's a good thing. It is a good thing. But you also you're also gonna have to try and get them out of the house and doing things, because they get too comfortable. They could be like that for years if you let them. They will honestly just completely disappear for a while. And it's gonna be sad, because you're gonna think they're okay and then you're gonna realize they're not. And then you're gonna be like, oh shoot, am I a good friend? But just be there for them. And if they want to be in their room and write poetry, offer to be in their room and do homework while they're writing poetry. You know what I mean? Like, just give them that company, show them you care, because a lot of times they're going to be upset thinking that their friends don't care about them, but they also don't want to go to their friends and be like, hey, I'm not okay. So they kind of think their friends are mind readers, but they also just expect too much. I just think that go above and beyond, and even if they seem like they don't want you around, force yourself around them sometimes, just so that they know that you care. Aries, it's pretty easy for them. Okay, no, I'm being dramatic. It is hard because they tend to go back to the same person over and over and over again. But something that they really like to do is find a rebound, and fast. I don't know how they find these rebounds so fast, but they do. And a lot of times they get into relationships way too fast, and they think they're in love, and they feel great and they feel amazing, and then months later they realize that person's not for them. They break that person's heart, and now they gotta start all over because they start missing the first person, and they now have to deal with person number one's emotional stress that they never dealt with because they moved on too quickly. So Aries always find rebounds, and I mean, I think rebounds are good, but I think they have to be casual. I think rebounds are good when you just want someone new to text, someone new to call, someone to go on some dates with, and to occupy your time. What I don't think is okay is to get into an emotional relationship, like a boyfriend and girlfriend type of thing, with a rebound, because then you're fucking with the other person's feelings, and that's not cool. Casual dating is okay, because people don't catch feelings as easily, but dating is like, now there's two people involved. So if you see your friend moving on, just try and put them in check and be like, is this a rebound or are you really in love? And just keep an eye on them, because a lot of times they can get like super promiscuous, which is like, if that's what makes you happy, like, do you, boo, I don't care. But like, if you know they're just being promiscuous to, you know, block out the feelings of the other person, sit them down and have a conversation with them, because that's not healthy. That's, you know, I just feel like that's all energy. Like, sex is energy, and you know, you're exchanging energy with someone else, and if you know they're only doing that to get over someone, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. And just keep an eye on your friend and let them know. Taurus, I feel like they kind of become like an emotional wreck. Like, it depends. They'll either act like they don't care at all, or they'll become like an emotional wreck, and they're gonna feel like they're nothing without their partner, and they're gonna be depressed, and they're not gonna want to eat, Taurus, and they're not gonna want to talk, and you're gonna bring them out the house, and they're gonna be miserable, and you're gonna want to talk to them, and they're gonna be miserable, and it's really hard to be friends with a Taurus when they're going through a breakup. They're gonna want to talk about the person 24/7, like 24/7, and you're gonna be so sick of it. You're gonna be like, oh my god, shut up, please, I am so tired of hearing about him. And you're gonna have to pretend like you care. I'm terrible. You're gonna just be like, okay, I care, but I've heard you say this 37 times. And they're just gonna feel like everything, like, they're gonna try and put the blame on the other person no matter what the situation is, even if it's like the Taurus cheated, but they're blaming the Scorpio for why, you know, like, they're gonna not take any ownership or accountability of any situation that they were ever put in with that relationship. And it's gonna get kind of annoying, because you're gonna be like, okay, well, this is kind of your fault, but I'm not gonna say that because I'm your friend and I need to have your back. I'm gonna put you in check and I'm gonna be honest with you, but I can't just keep telling you the same thing over and over again if you don't want to acknowledge it. So you just gotta be real with them, but it comes to a point where, like, if you gotta keep your mouth shut, you gotta keep your mouth shut because they're not gonna listen. But it's hard to help them. Like, it's really hard to help them through a breakup. I would just say spend time with them in their home, and when they're ready, start to drag them out. If they go with you. They probably won't, though. Geminis, as their personality usually goes, are gonna have good days and bad days. Like, some days they're gonna be on top of the world. You know, I needed this breakup. This is gonna motivate me to do this and that. Like, I can do so much better. They're gonna be amazing. And you're gonna be like, wow, they're handling this breakup really well. And, like, they're gonna be like that for, like, 3 days. And then, like, the next 3 days, they're gonna be like, honestly, like, I just can't believe this happened. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do without him. Like, it's so hard. And it's so difficult. And you're just gonna be like, okay, bitch, which one is it? Like, are you sad? Are you happy? Are you relieved? Are you upset? Like, which, like, just let me know so I can follow along, but I'm lost. Like, it's gonna be really confusing. And, like, they're gonna be dating a lot of different people, but they're not gonna be into any of them. And they're gonna rant to you like crazy. You're gonna have to constantly be on the phone with them while they're going off on you about their ex. And you're gonna be like, oh my God, like, this is just too much. And it will definitely get annoying, but you just gotta stick it out and be there for them. Trust me, it's hard, but it's possible. So pretty much with the Gemini, it's a lot of just up and down. They're another sign that likes to keep in contact with their exes for way longer than need be. You're gonna constantly be telling them, like, stop calling them. When they're drunk, they're gonna wanna call and text. Like, it's gonna be a lot. And you're gonna have to constantly remind them, like, don't go running back to your ex. Like, it's gonna be a constant reminder that you're gonna have to be telling them because they're gonna want to rekindle the old flame. It's hard for them to let go of certain things, and it's hard for them to accept a lot of changes. So it's gonna be hard to be there for them because they're gonna try and convince you that they know what's good for them when you know they're speaking out of emotion, but they refuse to acknowledge that they're speaking out of emotion. They are going to be really distraught over it, and when you try and, like, give them advice, they're gonna be like, I'm fine, like, it's okay, like, it's fine, like, blah, blah. Like, they're gonna get defensive if you even try and sympathize with them because they think they're okay, and it's very clear that they're not. It's really hot and cold, and it's hard to know how to deal with them because what might work one day won't work the next day, and you're going to be really confused as to what they're feeling, what they're thinking, and what they want you to say. You're going to feel like you're never saying the right thing and like you have to walk on eggshells around them. That's why I feel like it's the best thing to just kind of keep your mouth shut until you know what they're feeling for sure and it's consistent, and then that's when you can base your advice and your way of showing you care to them. Yeah. Cancers become an emotional wreck. They just want to stay in the house and they want to isolate. They don't want you around. But if you are around, they're going to be very, 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 like, on edge. Little things will bother them. They'll be really moody. They'll nitpick at everything. And they probably won't talk about the person that much. You'll see a significant change in their personality. Like, they're not going to be happy. They're going to be upset. Whether they did the breaking up or someone broke up with them, it's gonna be bad. Like, they just don't like when someone that was important to them is not in their life anymore. If the person did them really dirty, then they're going to, like, want to be very vengeful, and they might want to drag you into it. It's a trap, don't do it. But I would say just, like, give them time. Don't try and be around them 24/7. They don't want that, and you don't want that, trust me. But give them time, you know, call them and check up on them, bring them food, things like that, small gestures that it's like you don't have to necessarily be side by side, but you're showing you care. Like, if you even say, like, hey, I'm in the area, do you want me to drop off some Starbucks type of thing? Like, you do one of those because it just gets to be really hard. And the thing is, if you are around them too much and you say the wrong thing, they're gonna snap and say some shit that they don't mean, but it's really hard to undo that. So you're gonna take it personally, and you guys could stop being friends over something stupid, you know? So just really watch what you say and be there for them because they're really emotional. But they do usually want to be alone, and they usually want to stay in. And they will try and go out, and it won't really work, but it all depends on the person, of course. Some of them, I'm sure, are super happy and bubbly and don't, you know, this is all subjective, but they're emotional, so watch out. Leos, I find that they just need to be around people. They need their friends around. They want to rant to you. They want to vent to you. There's someone that you can say whatever and you're fine. Like, you can be like, yo, he's a total bitch. She's this, she's that. Like, and they're gonna be like, I know. And they're gonna want you to egg them on. Like, if they're going off about the person to you, they want you to agree and be like, seriously, like, I can't believe you did that. And they're gonna feed off that, and that's gonna make them feel better. To have that reassurance that they're not crazy and that they're right. And they're gonna want to be around friends. They're gonna go between that and like wanting to go party, wanting to go hang out, wanting to go do things. They're gonna want to keep busy. So if you have a Leo friend, you gotta be on call. Like, you gotta be ready to just leave the house just like that. If they say, hey, I'm gonna come pick you up, we're going to dinner, okay, yep, if that means you're wearing your pajamas, you better go, because if not, they might, you know, do something toxic or something harmful, or, you know, just get in their feelings too much. So just like be on call for them if you can. Obviously, I'm not saying they're gonna like, you know, self-harm, but they definitely want to talk it out. Like, you're gonna go to dinner with them and you're probably gonna spend an hour talking about their ex, that you're their friend. So you just gotta deal with it. You just have to deal with it, and it's gonna last a while. It will, but eventually it will go away. They're gonna want to be with you a lot though, especially if you're one of those people that you guys are attached at the hip and you're kind of like their only friend, vice versa. They're gonna want you around all the time, and they're gonna bring you to random people's houses, and they're gonna bring you to random people's events, and they're gonna be like, oh, my friend wants to meet up, and they're gonna have you around a bunch of people very often because they don't want to be alone. And they're also probably going to find a rebound. I find that Leos are big on rebounds, but they're good at keeping it at a distance. Like, they don't usually emotionally involve the person. They usually just kind of like go on dates and hang out and text and flirt, but they don't take it too far. Okay, so that was the 12th sign. I think I started at Virgo, so yeah. It brought me down memory lane with a lot of friends I've experienced, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Also, check out zodiachaven.com for all your Zodiac merch and apparel. Check out my P.O. box, send me mail, send me whatever you want. And also check me out on Instagram. I also want to do my shout out real quick. I want to give a shout out to AGG. She put some sparkle emojis on my picture. So I want to give a shout out to her. If you want to be featured as a shout out in one of the upcoming videos, then make sure to comment this emoji on this picture and follow me on Instagram. If you don't follow, you won't get the shout out, just saying. So do that if you want to get a shout out in the next video. That's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.